indie video games don't really get that huge of a fan following. Then sure, although they'll get a couple of fans, but they'll mainly have the 15 minutes of thing, and then be forgotten when people move on to the next best thing. That is until 2014, with the creation of Five Nights at Freddy's, which managed to gain a huge cult following. While I've never played the games myself, I've always been interested in the franchise. I definitely understand, and what there are many fans of this franchise. I knew many of them. I'm quite excited to check out the new movie that are released in 2023. And out of all the video game movies that have been released this decade, I think this is probably one of the most divisive ones. You've got the fans of FNAF that absolutely love the film and ignore the flaws to have a great time with it. And then you've got the critics that are absolutely merciless to this film. Like, when they think it's bad, they really think it's bad. And I watched it back in 2023, and I thought it was fine. I never felt, but never got the hype that much. And but I was like somewhere between like where the fans enjoyed it and where the critics enjoyed it. And with the sequel coming out next Friday, I thought now would be a good time to watch this film, seeing if my opinions have changed for better or worse. And honestly, after rewatching it, yeah, I've got to side with the critics with this one because as in my opinion, this is one of the worst movies based on off a video game. Now, before I start this review, I just want to say that I am not attacking anyone who likes this movie or the franchise. If you really do like this film, that's fine. I'm more proud to you. I can understand how I fans really do like this film. It's just where I'm coming from. I honestly think this film sucks really hard. But I will get into my positives because I do this fact because I do have a few. One thing that was handled really well were the designs of the animatronics themselves. Each one of them looked fantastic and accurate to their sort of materials. And whenever these guys are in action, that's when I think the film gets a little bit more creative. And show how scary some of them amusements can be. The score is also pretty decent as well. Definitely not the best score I've heard in the film, but it was decent enough for me to say, yeah, the music's okay in this film. I'm willing after even though not being properly revealed to the end, and what's a surprisingly a decent villain. Yes, the writing on him could have been a lot better. But when he's revealed in the end, and his actor, sorry I can't really remember the name, it's just having so much fun with the performance where he goes over the top in the best way possible, or making the villain at least is kind of entertaining. But that's all I really have positive. And while I'm talking about the acting, I might as well move on to the rest of the actors because, oh boy, I'm gonna give a pat as to the child act to the play Abby because she is young. And her performance was okay, but all the other actors were surprisingly bad. As this is especially the case with the guy I suppose to be a Mike. like, like, like he, for the most of the film, he sounded like he just didn't want to be there. Speaking of Mike, I gotta get into him because, he was the thing I hated the most about this movie. The, is it doesn't help that the film already gave us a bad first impression. Where, and when he's the man dragging and his I don't know, but he thought, oh no, that man's attacking, abusing that kid, so I must attack him. Dude, did it ever occur to you that man, oh, I don't know, might be his legal guardian or father? And the relationship between him and Abby is honestly, like, it honestly seems like the two who really do not care for each other in the slightest. So yeah, Mike was a really bad protagonist, and the film did nothing to make me care for him. The same can be said about the other characters. I'm not kidding when I say that all the other characters in this film are insufferable. Or it's like the writers were trying so hard to make me hate every single character, and they succeeded. Maybe Abby can be okay with her childlike wonder and connection to the kids. And I do really like the ideas they presented with the missing kids and the backstory, but everyone else is honestly just us insufferable, especially Vanessa. So it's already bad enough that she doesn't try to warn like that. This place is suspicious. You need to get away from here. Yeah, but when I might bring Abby to the restaurant. Vanessa says, if you ever bring her back here again, I'll shoot you. I'm so, what? What? Seriously, like, I'll get into Mike that the relationship between him and Abby is, well, there is a little bit of sense that he does care for her, but I did not see any care with Vanessa, so or any of the other characters whatsoever. But also, so there is one thing that really drags this movie, and that's it's completely boring. I'm not kidding when I say that this film is moving at snail's pace. For a film called Five Nights at Freddy's, nothing really happens in any of these nights until the fifth and final. I don't know when action begins to happen. The first four nights are extremely boring and tedious to sit through. And I would just sit there I found my face up like, do something. And also, for a horror movie, none of the scares are effective at all. The film is full of so many cheap. I'm scared. As to the point when it comes to a point where I'm supposed to be scared, I'll just go, I guess. Like, oh no, it's so scary. I'm like, seriously, it's the best the film can do for jump scare. So yeah, again, no disrespect to any fans of this movie or the franchise. If you love this movie and the franchise, more power to you. I'm not trying to change your opinions whatsoever. All I'm trying to do is our job as a reviewer and explain my own opinions on this film. That being that the Five Nights at Freddy movie is just awful. Sure, the animatronics are amazing and the score's decent, and it has an okay villain with a great performance, but everything else else is really bad. From the boring things to the terrible jump scares, to the insufferable characters, to the bored actors, it really turned out to be one of the worst video game movies. I can definitely see fans of the franchise having a great time with this film, but everyone else, you're not gonna miss much if you choose to skip this one. And I've definitely seen worse movies this decade, but this is easily one of the most boring ones I've seen, and that's why I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. And with the look of that sequel, yeah, I don't expect that one to be much better. But I could be wrong when it comes out. We'll have to wait and see. So if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!